Hello Blender lovers! I thought I would give you a nice little trick on how you can use Blender's stabilization feature to superimpose images onto your video without doing a 3D track or anything. So in the previous tutorial I showed you how to stabilize footage, and that is exactly what you're going to do. And you want the location influence to be full, but you do not want auto scale, so turn off auto scale. And then if you want to be extra meticulous, you can add a separate tracking point and just use that as your stabilize rotation data. But just make sure that you use two separate tracking points for that, so that Blender can calculate the rotation. So you go over to compositing and you remove the render layer and you add your movie clip. Let's go ahead and add a viewer node and also a reroute so that we can check this out. Okay, so here we have our footage. So let's go ahead and add something that we want to superimpose onto the video, and we also want it to track with the video. So let's add an image. Let's locate an image, and I'm going to use this nice Shih Tzu boy and turn on transparency. You could probably do this with a alpha over node as well. Okay, so the boy is way over here, but we want him in the sky. Let's make the boy our moon. So distort, and let's add a translate node. Let's just put him up here in the sky. Okay, so we want the boy to be our moon and we want him to be in our sky. So now we can use the stabilization data from the stabilization process to actually do that, to make the boy track with the footage. So let's add a transform node. It's important that it's a transform node because you have the nearest setting. And that is what we want for this, otherwise it can look quite wonky. So what we want to do is take the stabilization data and basically invert it and feed it into the transform node. So let's add a math node, multiply by -1. So for the x value on the transform node, we grab the offset x value, insert it to the other value of the multiplication node, and insert it to the x over here, and multiply it by -1. So we do the same thing for the y value, feed it into the y, multiply that by -1, and also for the rotation. Multiply, oh, this needs to be multiply. -1, feed that into the angle and take the data from the angle output, feed that into there. Okay, and now we need to move the boy back. So now, with this neat little trick, the boy actually tracks with the footage, bam, like that. Now, isn't that just neat? Isn't that just lovely? Okay, so that's the trick, and now you can go ahead and do whatever you want with this, but I just thought I would tell you about it since it's such a neat way of doing it. Okay, thank you.